so weird. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have gotten out most of what I think I need for this. Hi, Mary Alice. I don't know what this is going to entail. I have watched a couple of videos on how to do this, but for the most part, I have not really done anything. This is the only thing that I have done so far with my Cricut, and this was done when I tested it to make sure that it worked when I first bought it. And I don't even know what this is because I did it on one of those front card things. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It did cut it nicely. I really seriously doubt that that's what it was supposed to do, but here we go. This could be extremely interesting and extremely funny. And welcome everybody to the Chatty Crafty channel. Welcome everybody to the guild. I love all the people that are going to be helping me out. Hi, Amira. How are you doing? Anybody who has any knowledge of how to use a Cricut would be very, 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 very helpful. I have figured out that I have to pull this open and pull that out if I want to pull the blade out, and that these are the pens that I have to stick in if I want to put the pens in. Hi, Kelly. Oh, this is going to be funny. I have my little Cricut set up. Oh, look, I'm live. Hold on. Let me turn off notifications on this thing. But I can't turn off everything because I have to have the Bluetooth on. So we'll turn off the Wi-Fi, but leave the Bluetooth on and see if it... Nope, it won't let me do it. Oh, well, no, see, I can't do that because I need to get the internet connection in order to get the things from there. I have to use this in order to get... Amira, it's... It's just, I have maybe one spoon right now, maybe. So I'm doing this with almost no spoons. So this is going to be a very low spoons live as well. So here we go. This is going to be fun. This is going to be funny. I am going to try to make, can you put it on Do Not Disturb? Maybe. Focus. Do not disturb. There we go. Okay, yes, thank you. That was a very good suggestion, Amira. I totally put it on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so, hi Tarna, how are you doing this evening? Good to see you in here. I'm trying my hardest to focus on what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's not easy right now. But I'm going to try, and it doesn't help that I'm trying to do something brand new. This is the first time ever that I have used a Cricut. Now, I do have a friend who uses their Cricut quite a lot, and I spent some time with them before Dragon Con, so I watched her use it. So I've seen it done. I have watched a couple of videos specifically on the Cricut Joy, just so I'm not coming into this completely blind. But, you know, I've got maybe 1% vision at this point, so there we go. So I do know that I need to set something up on this, and I have figured out that if I hit that, no, this right here, I can put text on it. And I'm going to try to make a sentiment, because the whole reason that I even bought a Cricut in the first place, because I've been very anti-Cricut because of the amount of waste that the Cricut vinyl creates. I'm just not into that. And I haven't used a Cricut because of that. But thank you, Amira. I really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm hoping that too. And Amira said, for those of you watching later, she said, hopefully your spoons will increase tonight. And she gave me a bunch of really caring and lovely emojis to go along with it. Anyway, I know that I need to do this, so I'm going to do alive loudly. And then add to that, so others don't. Nope, that's the wrong others. Don't unalive quietly. There we go. If you know anything about this channel, you know that there's a lot of mental health issues in this channel, and aliving loudly so others don't unalive quietly is something that I feel very, very, very huge about. There we go. We'll change it to another different color so that it can be seen. Well, apparently I didn't change the color. No, okay. How do I change the color? Okay, apply. Oh, there's the apply button. Oh, look, I have to hit apply in order for it to do it there. So alive loudly so others don't unalive quietly. I also know that this is a grid to show you how big the item is. And so I've got this. I know that I can change the font style down here, so I can do bold, bold, italic, italic, regular, and I want writing because I want this to be written. Because I don't want it to actually cut it out. I want it to write it out. And now apparently I have to redo the color, which now gives me a completely different color menu. Okay, all right, and apply. So now I have a completely different color menu. And I did learn from one of them. So this is the, don't unsliced quietly. Well, let's just fix that text right there. How do I get my keyboard back up? Come on, I need a keyboard. Don't unalive. That's the word that I want. Quietly. There we go. All right, so here we go. We appreciate you. Check what you wrote. It says unsliced. Yes, thank you, Kelly. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? All right, so I'm just going to try and print this out, okay? I'm going to take my sheet. I'm going to take my Cricut sheet, and this is just a straight-up test. I'm not really trying to do anything super-de-duper amazing and wonderful here. I'm just going to put my piece of cardboard on here. This is a proof of concept test. And these are not the right size for my Cricut. How did I mess that up? These are the ones that I bought. I thought these were for Cricut Joy. Did I mess this up completely? Standard grip mat, standard grip, 6x12. Oh no. I have bought the wrong Cricut mats and I have a boatload of them. I need to find the receipt and return them because I'd have no use for these. Standard grip mats, unless I can cut them down to the size that I need them to be, because this is absolutely too big to fit into my Cricut Joy. Ugh. Of course. Because of course it is. Why ever would it not be the right size? I mean, come on. I don't even see. All right, try that again. Here we go. Here's the mat that came with it. Apparently I need to get the ones that say Cricut Joy on them. I really just assumed that this was the right size mat. Does anybody know I can cut it down? Okay, so Dora says I can cut it down. Good, I'm gonna have to cut that down because I really don't want to return them because, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to find the right size mat for cheap like I found these, because I got these for 3 of them for $4, or $3.99, so $1.33 a sheet is how much I paid for these. And sorry about the little crinkly noises. I'm trying to get this covered back up so it's not exposed. All right, so here's this Cricut mat that came with it. And we're going to do it this way then. Nope, it still doesn't fit that way. All right, we're going to do it this way. Oh, people, this is going to be fun. Okay, I need to put a pen in here because I want this to be written. And I have these little pens that came with it. And the autocorrect demon got, yeah, the autocorrect demon got with me. No stress, I'm doing great. Thank you, Kelly. The size of the writing. I know I need to put that in there and then shut that. I don't know if I need to push it down or anything, or if I just put it in there and shut it and it does what it's supposed to do. Let's find out. I mean, what the heck? All right, so I've got this, and it's a little too big, so I'm just going to make it smaller so that it's not as huge as it was on there. And I'm going to line this right up with the edge of this so that it's lined up perfectly. And let's see how this works. So I'm going to try sending this to my Cricut. So let's try hitting operation. Nope. Make. There's the make button right there. Hit the make button. Save project. The project will be saved. Yeah, go ahead and save it. Why not? Save project as alive. We'll do that. Save project as alive. Save to iPad. All right. Save to iPad. On mat. Okay, on mat. Confirm. Next. All right, let's see. This is totally a test to see how this works. I've never done this before. This is quite crazy and quite silly. Now, what? Insert cardstock. I mean, come on. Gee whiz, how many? Load, tools, and mat. Okay, I loaded the tool and I loaded the mat. Load tools and mat. Okay, how do I do that? I did that. No, I don't want it mirrored. Okay, I did. Now what? Come on. Next, press go. It won't let me press go. It's saying press go, but it won't let me press go. All right, let me try again. Load tools and there we go. I didn't push it in far enough. All right, loading Cricut Joys, making sure your mat is aligned. And there we go. Tools and mat loaded, infusible, speed, go. Just print it. I just want to see if this works. This is just proof of concept. Come on, you can do this. I mean, you can do this. Oh my goodness gracious. You know, what's interesting is this CRICUT Joy mat is in centimeters and the other CRICUT mat is in inches. This CRICUT mat is in inches. Here, just remember everything you are going through, we have or will have to go through too. You can also add an offset to set it so to cut so you don't have to fussy cut the sentiment out. Okay, Amira, you're gonna have to give me a little bit more information on that. One of the videos that I did watch said that I could do that, but I couldn't figure out how on my thing. But look at this, it actually is writing what I wanted it to. I'm kind of thrilled by this. This is quite cool. Instructions for sound for like CRICUT for dummies. Well, I mean, I am a total noob with this CRICUT thing. This is the very first thing I have ever actively, intentionally done on my CRICUT machine. The only other thing that I did on the CRICUT machine was that little CRICUT symbol on a card mat just to prove that the thing worked before I forked over my 50 bucks to buy this. I found it on Facebook Marketplace for 50 bucks and I thought that was a pretty good price for one because it came with a whole kit. And pretty darn good for a good and quick for a noob. Computers and I have gotten along forever, and I think a lot of that is because I'm Gen X, and you know we have had to adapt to every new thing that came along the entire time that the technological revolution was happening. So we just did. There it is, alive loudly so others don't unalive quietly. Give it, gimme, gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. Wait, unload material. Material's ready. Okay, unload. Ah! Oh, so you can't just pull it out. You got to hit the unload button. Okay, that's lesson number 5 already tonight. Alive loudly so others don't unalive quietly. I absolutely love that. I hate the font, but you know what? I have now got proof of concept. This works. That was really what I was going for on this print, was proof of concept. And I have proof of concept. The thing does do what I want it to do. So now I need to figure out a way to make this all purty. Hey, Erica, good to see you out here. This has been 12 minutes so far of weird silliness of me trying to figure out all the things that I need to do in 24 seconds. Anyway, since I'm Gen X, we had to adapt to every new technological thing in the entire world. I mean, I literally went from writing down my instructions on how to get to somebody's house in cursive to typing in an address on my phone and my phone taking me there without me even thinking about it. Yes, I can read a map. Yes, I can fold a map. You want to talk about a lost art, being able to fold a map. Yeah, I don't even know. It's been so long since I've stopped in a rest area. I don't even know if states give out state maps anymore. That was something my dad always did. Every time we were on a road trip, he'd stop at the rest area if we got there while they were open, and he'd pick up a map. And so, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Yes, Kathy, success. Woot! All right, so I want to do this again, but I want to do something else with it. Okay, I've got proof of concept. So next, give me next. What does next do? That's true about recording. Yeah, folding up that map. I mean, oh my gosh. All right, so no, I want to cancel this. All right, but I did save it. Now I want to do something with this. I want to fix this. So text project copies. No, I don't need numerous copies. I want to go back. Now I want to do something about the font. Now here it says font, and it gives me different fonts that I can use. So it shows me a bunch of different ones. There's the game board, live loudly. So I kind of like that one. I kind of like the look of that one. And is there an apply button in this? Because there was the last time. No, I don't have to apply that one. It just does it. All right. And then font size, font color, operation. What does operation do? Oh, so, okay. So here I can cut and draw. So I want to draw. I want to pen this. Draw. Is there a way to do draw marker? Because I have these markers as well. I got these. These are markers that are cutting machine pens that are actually thicker points. So I want to try this again so I can use a thicker point. Yes, I have to tell youngsters that we used to have to remember code to start the Windows GUI. Yes, indeed. Gen X is odd. Either we're great at technology or we're technologically adverse. There is no middle ground. You're absolutely right, Erica. There is no middle ground. I think because I was a teacher and because I had to keep up with the technology, because my kids had to keep up with the technology, is the reason that I'm really good at it. Another thing is I'm brave. When it comes to technology, I'm brave. But if I see a menu, I'm going to punch punch every option in that menu and learn what the particular things can do. Because my theory is if you mess something up, you just turn the thing off and turn it back on and you erase whatever it is that you did. So, you know, I will sit there and I will punch menu buttons learning what things do. Just to see what I can find out and what I can make it do. All right, so right now I don't want the color to be that. I want the color, and I'm not really even sure that the color matters. You know what, let's try this. I'm gonna use the same sheet, because why not? We're gonna change a couple things here. I'm gonna put the different pen in. I'm gonna put a different pen in. That pen doesn't really fit. Ah, booger snots, this pen doesn't really fit. Aw, man, are you serious? My pen is too wide. It doesn't fit. How far down into this go? All right. So check these off. That's how far down it goes. All right. Let me see what I got. All right. We're going to work on something here. Where's a piece of scratch paper? All right. I got this that I used up last time. Okay. Hold on. I need a strip of paper. We're going to try a strip of paper on this. All right. So if it needs to stop there, then I need this piece of paper to get wrapped around here, and maybe it'll stop it in the right spot. This is totally a test. I have no idea if this is going to do what I want it to do, but I want to use this pen, and it obviously doesn't work in this machine. So I'm going to try doing this. There's probably an adapter that I can find and buy, but I don't have it in front of me, so this is what I'm going to work on. All right, tape. I had my children so they could keep my technology updated. They don't like it when I tell them that. Yep, 3. While some of us youngsters only learn code to decorate our MySpace profiles. You know, very true. Although I never had a MySpace. I never did MySpace. That's something that I never had, never did. I started on eBay way back in the day. Like in 2001 or something like that is when my eBay channel, not eBay. Yeah, eBay, I'm saying it right. When my eBay store opened, like way, way, way back in the day. And I was doing it on dial-up then, you know, the thing that you had to do in order to get online. You remember those? The modem. You have mail. Yep. All right, let's see if that works. All right, so that is now held up to about the same height that it's supposed to be held up to. Oh, that's actually almost perfect. It's a little bit too low. We'll see if it works. All right, again, proof of concept. That's all that this is. I'm going to try printing the same darn thing on the same sheet of paper and see what happens now that I put a different pen in. All right, so that's loaded. Make. Okay, project incompatible. This project is not to resolve, select OK, and adjust affected layers. Well, that's nice. You don't tell me what my adjusted layers are. Okay. Maybe I need to put this in a little bit further so that it clips onto it. Give me that. Unload. Unload. Come on, give me it back. Oh, you silly. All right, do this. Do it that way. Make project incompatible still. Why are you telling me the project's incompatible? I just literally made this. Is it in the wrong place? Let's try it there. Make. Oh, project incompatible. Change the color. Because the color wasn't that one I did it the first time. I had it somewhere down here in the yellows. Apply. Operation. Let's try basic. Okay. Make. Because I changed that. Make. On matte. Confirm. Okay, so for some reason, I think I have it set up on cut, but it's using a pen to do it. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong here, quite obviously. All right. Start. Set material. Cardstock. There it goes. Weird. This is so weird. This is so weird. We used ICQ when we had dial-up. Yep. I had AOL. I learned basic computer language back in school. Look how far we've come. Yeah, I learned basic. I learned basic on an Apple IIe. That was my high school computer science class. We learned basic on an Apple IIe, and we had a teacher. And I feel so sorry for him because it was a geek school. I mean, they took all of the intelligent schools and students in the entire school district and put them in one school. And this poor guy, he was such a nice man, and we just absolutely marauded him. And I forgot to hit go. And so he said one time, I remember, "This is your printer. It's used mainly to print." And that set us off because we asked for like the next 10 minutes, what else is it used for? Does it make coffee? Can you use it to make copies? Can you use it to make anything other than copies? Will it sew for you? Can we use it to make a skirt? Can we use it to make a shirt? Will it be our date to prom? We were so awful to that person. And he set himself up so well that we just, us being us, we just couldn't resist it. This is a printer. It is used mainly to print. Oh, so it makes coffee too. Does it say cut or write? Right now it's on cut, but it's writing it out. I don't know. Okay, I'm glad this is helpful to you, Tarna. I really do. I've wanted to try a Cricut. I'm so glad you're going through this first. Lol. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is literally a noob doing this, and it looks like it's trying to cut it with a pen. There's a pause feature. Can I cancel it? Pause, because it's saying cutting. Unload. All right, so you know what? We're going to try this differently. Unload. Let's put the cutter in because I really don't want to mess up the tip of my pen. All right, so let's try that again. Edit. That's what I want. How do I get it to go next? Load material into machine. Loading. Load material in mat. Okay, loaded material in mat. And Cricut is making sure your mat is aligned. Close enough. And are you happy now? And so let's do go. So now I've got the cutting blade in there. Let's see what this does, because the last time it was cutting, I hope I didn't mess up the point on my little pen. It looks like it still works. Yeah, it still works. So hopefully no harm, no foul. I need to put the lids on these so that they don't dry out. This one's the one that goes on there. So anybody have any ideas about what I can do with these Cricut pens? They are cutting machine pens, but they're obviously for the bigger Cricuts. They're not for this little Cricut Joy. So I don't know exactly what I have to do in order to get these to work, because I really would like to use my metallic pens, because I've got a bunch of gold ones, and I've got a bunch of little ones. That little mat is so cute. I have a maker, and now I want a Joy because it's so cute. It is very cute, but see, I'm not interested, and this is me personally. This is me talking about what works for me in my crafting room. Please don't take this as gospel, because I am talking about what works for me and works for my crafting. I'm not interested in the vinyl ability of a Cricut, because I don't like, and this is me personally, I don't like the amount of waste that you get from the waste vinyl that you have to pick out when you're weeding out your Cricut, what you've cut out with your Cricut. So I don't want one for that, but I absolutely love the idea of having something like this that can cut sentiments out, because alive loudly so others don't unalive quietly is something that I really want to start putting on my cards. And I really don't have the opportunity to do that because there is no single stamp that says that. And putting that together with a bunch of letters is just random and piecemeal and doesn't really look very good in my personal opinion. Oh, look, I have a silver one in here. They have adapters. Oh, do they have adapters? Oh, good. You don't need a Joy. Erica, are you telling us that for our sake, or are you telling us that for your sake? So I'm just asking. Because that's kind of sounds like you're telling yourself that you don't need a Joy, not that you're telling us that you don't need a Joy. I rarely use vinyl, but I do cut out cardstock quite a bit. Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to do right here. Right now it's cutting it out, and I'm trying to see how this works. So we did the proof of concept for your own for your own benefit. Okay, you're right, Erica. You don't need a Joy. You absolutely don't need a Joy. I'm just sitting here doing this because I wanted a Joy, because I need it for my craft space, but this is for my craft space. You do you. Everybody else out there, you do you. You pick what is important and appropriate for you and your craft space and everything. I would not have bought this had I not gotten the really great deal that I got for it on Facebook Marketplace. I got the Cricut Joy, and what you see here, I got these 4 pens that came along with it. You already have a maker. Well, see, there you go. You don't need a Joy. You're absolutely right. You don't need a Joy. It's darn cute, but you don't need it because you already have a maker. You have one that will do far more than this ever will. Look, I already got markings on it. See, I can't have anything new. I always do things to it. But it came with lots of other stuff. So this is the box that I got, and it's in the picture, it's in the thumbnail. It has the card mat, the starter tool set, fine point pens, smart iron-on, smart vinyls, insert cards, and transfer tape. So I got all of this for $50. I know the adapters work for various pens and work with the other machines. I can check if the adapters work to scale down to the Joy. Also have the problem, whoops, there went another pop-up ad. also have the problem many have with the Cricut pens is they dry out fast. Ooh, well, you know, if this works out right now, I can still find Cricut pens at some of the Ollies in the area, and that might be something to do. But I got this smart vinyl, which is permanent. And like I said, this all came with the 50 bucks that I spent on it. And I got this smart iron-on, and I got this one, which I absolutely love the color of. I absolutely adore this teal, because you know me, teal and purple, because of the whole mental health thing. I absolutely love anything that's teal and purple, because I honestly believe that this country really needs to talk a lot more about mental health so that we can help people who live in the United States to understand that there are other options. And then I got this beautiful pink metallic one, which is really, really cool. And I got this set of cards, which is exactly like the same set of cards that I've gotten multiple times at Ollie's for 99 cents, but that's okay. It came with my $50 set here. And then I have this transfer paper right here that came with it. And there's other pieces that came with it that I don't see. Where'd they go? Because I also had tools that came with it. Hi, baby bear. Do you not like the Cricut? You very much avoided the Cricut when you popped down like that. Yes, you did. You very much avoided the Cricut when you popped down. Hi, baby man. You have to go either down or back up into your box. You can't be down here. And why is it that you always show everybody your butt? Huh? What is it with you showing everybody your butt? You like to show people your butt. Why don't you show people your adorable, cute, schmootsy face? Mwah. Yes, you silly little poots-a-poots. Yes, you're a silly little poots-a-poots. Let's see. I'm still trying to find the other things that I have, because I got more things with that. There they are. This is the other thing that I got with it, is I got this weeding tool kit. All of that, plus the Cricut Joy, plus all of this for 50 bucks on Marketplace. I don't think that was too bad, because it also came with the mat that I'm using there, and it also came with the card mat. So I think I did pretty good for my little 50 bucks here. So I'm quite pleased with what I've gotten. I just now have to figure out how I'm supposed to use all of this to do what I want it to do. And that's, you know, that's just trial and error. That's just sitting here pushing buttons, and it says it's only gone that far. So it's got a long way to go to finish cutting this out. So I went to Ollie's yesterday. My store's put out a few new things, but not too many. I showed amazing restraint. Oh, yay, Erica, good for you. Yay. Those of you who need to be encouraged on restraint, I will encourage you. Those of you who need to be encouraged on shopping, I encourage you to do that. Whatever it is that makes you you, that's what you need to do. Constantly having to pull it out can be annoying. It makes you not want to craft. Great deal. Joy pens can be inky. Be used in Joy. Oh, Joy pens can only be used in Joy, but regular Cricut pens can be used in both with an adapter. Amazon has some options, but wrapping as you did can work too. Okay, it can work too, but it didn't want to, so I'm going to have to work on that. Baby bear, I do not need your butt in my face. Any more than they need your butt in the camera. I do not need your butt in my face. You silly little man. You are so funny. You are so funny. Since the Cricut's just running, why is that wiggling? Did you touch the camera? Did you hit the camera with your tail? You did, you little foot. You little boot. You hit the camera with your tail and you made it all jump around. All right, since this is working on that, we're just going to let you sit here. So I'm just going to let it sit here and work on that. Get that off of there. So, so they say cats showing their butts means they trust you, but I think they like us to think that. I think they just like us to think it. Well, then he trusts all of you, because he just showed all of you his cute little butt. Didn't you, baby man? Yes, you are the sweetest little boy. Have purchased some other thin pens from Dollar Store to try them out. Oh, cool, Doris. Please let us know. Put it in the Facebook group when you get done with this, if they work for you, or when you get done testing them, if they work for you, because I would really like to know, because this is something that I can see me using a lot, because I really want to do a lot of supportive cards and a lot of, you know, this is a horrible time, but we've got this kind of cards. So, yes, Erica, Baby Bear says, hi back. So glad I caught you live. Wanted to tell you I enjoy watching. Oh, thank you, Crafty Fox Creations by Tamara. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I know the Explorer Air 2, there's a setting to cut faster. I love seeing Craft Room Kitties. Yeah, he's my baby. This is usually where he is. I know you can't see him completely well because the camera doesn't quite get the whole bit of him, but he is absolutely curled up right in my arms. Just like so, just like a little baby. He is my little boy. Let's see if I can push him forward so you can see him a little bit better. I don't know if that worked, and he's not happy being pushed forward like that. He's like, oh, Mom, Oh, come on. I don't want to show my face. I'm trying to see if I've pushed him forward far enough because, like I said, it's 30 seconds behind. What you see is 30 seconds behind what I see. Nope, apparently not. All you got to see was a little foot. You didn't get to see his face in it, too. Now his foot's gone back in because he's curled up back in my arms. He knows I'm not in a good mood. As far as ESAs go, this cat knows when I'm not in a good mood because I think all cats have a thing where they like to put their butts in the camera. I think so too. Make sure you save your project separately so you don't have to redo your faves. Oh, good tip, Doris. Thank you. You can use any pen that fits with adapters. Don't force them, but keep in mind that it will void your warranty. Oh, okay. All right, so I don't know how much of a warranty I have since I bought this secondhand to begin with. I'm just going to put that out there. I may not have any warranty at all on this. I don't know if the warranties are transferable with a CRICUT. I do know that somebody said in the Facebook group that if you buy a CRICUT for a secondhand, that it's possible that they might brick it because it was a secondhand CRICUT, which is why that I tested it before I even bought it in the first place, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be buying something that was already a brick. So the person who was selling it to me had to stand in the parking lot with me having massive anxiety attacks because there were so many people. I mean, we even went to the darkest, farthest back corner of the parking lot that we could get to, and there were still so many people around. There were people talking behind me, and it set my PTSD and my hypervigilance off way heavy. You can use any pen okay. Yes. Okay, so Elena said yes. Okay, so I think that was to the bricking thing. I don't know, Elena, it might have been you that said in the Facebook group that they could be bricked. But I did take that into account when I bought this because I had to wait and make sure it worked. And my anxiety and my panic was not happy about the fact that I was waiting to make sure that it worked. They brick it for several reasons. If a CRICUT pasted under a warranty, they will brick it. What? That's awful. That's real. Okay. I have my opinions of corporate greed, and that's one of them right there, because that just comes across to me like complete corporate greed. I don't think that it's fair. And one other thing is I'm going to cancel it before it actually charges me, but it was annoying to sit there and think that I had to actually pay $10 a month just to use a CRICUT. You know, in 5 months, I've already paid for it twice if I keep that thing. I'm not going to. I did talk to the friend of mine in Atlanta who does the CRICUT, and she said that it was okay to not pay for the subscription. You just don't get all the really cool things that they have. So my thought is that while I have the subscription, because I have it until January 26th or something like that, January 25th, 26th, 28th, something like that. I can't remember exactly when it expires, but my thought is I'm going to cut as many of them as I want and like really use this thing to cut out as many of the ones that of theirs that I want before I lose that subscription. And then I'm going to cancel the subscription and then just do my own thing. So that's my thought on this. I have no idea. This particular wheel has not moved, and this has been moving the entire time that I have been talking. So I have no idea how long this is actually going to take to cut, because this is not advancing. If this were advancing, it would give me an idea of how long this is actually going to take, but this has not moved at all since I started this, and it's definitely done that. No, the free version works just great. There are lots of free SVG groups on Facebook. Okay, you're going to have to tell me what SVG stands for because I have no idea. You've never paid for the sub. I have the free subscription right now. They're not going to charge me until the end of January, and I'm going to cancel it before they actually do. What we will do for a deal, right? Exactly. Meaning if someone gets a new machine because their machine reported as broken, so it keeps people from double dipping in theory. Yeah. Okay, Doris, I can see the idea of keeping people from double dipping, but I'm absolutely sure that it catches more people who didn't double dip than it does catch the people that it does either in deference to the people who were double dipping or in addition to the people who were double dipping. If I were to sub, I'd probably sub to Creative Fabrica instead. It's cheaper, you get more, and they don't restrict your usage. Oh, Creative Fabrica. Erica, thank you for putting that out there. That's something I've never heard of. Yeah, it goes in unequal chunks of time. Scalable vector graphic. Oh, okay, so a SVG is a scalable vector graphic. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that. CRICUT doesn't let you sell items with its images or something like that. Oh, so if I use a CRICUT image in card making, then I can't sell it? Is that what you're saying, Erica? New subscriber here. Hey, Casey, so glad that you decided to become a member of the Chatty Crafty Guild. We are a fun-loving bunch of silly people who get together and craft every Friday night for no good reason and for all the fun in the world. We really are. We are a very supportive group. There's also a really supportive Facebook group that goes along with us, and there is a link to the description, or link to the Facebook group in the description, but be sure to answer the questions, because if I don't see it within the hour, the moderator assistant thing on Facebook will cancel your request without even me seeing it. So make sure you answer the questions. If you purchase the CRICUT cartridges, they only allow you to let you use it to one machine and owner. So if you purchase cartridges and someone also registered, it will not work in another machine. Okay, well, see, now that I can see, because that doesn't brick the machine. That makes it so that you can't share the cartridges, which is still, you know, creepy and very, very greedy, but at least it doesn't found you tonight really enjoying. Yay, Casey, so glad that you're here. That is really cool. It's usually not us watching a CRICUT machine and me babbling. Usually I'm actually doing something, but this is the first time that I have ever used this CRICUT machine, ever, other than the time when I bought it and did the test run to make sure it ran, which is when it printed this thing out, and I pulled it apart and I threw it away because, well, I didn't throw it away. I threw it in my paper, I have a paper pile over there. So I threw it in my paper pile because I'm going to use this to make homemade paper. And I think that's going to be some really neat things after I blend it up with some water and put it in my paper maker. So we're just a bunch of silly people that sit around. Well, we're not silly people. We are a bunch of wonderful people who like to do crafts together. It's a holdover from when I was a kid and everybody was called silly people. And I apologize for that. You know, it's one of those things that I'm really trying to get out of my vocabulary, but every now and then it slips in anyway. It sneaks on by, but we're just a bunch of fun-loving people who love to sit here and do crafts. And on Friday nights, we get together and for about an hour, we sit here and we collectively do crafts. And it really is a guild. We are sitting here. It's not me doing a craft and teaching people anything. It's us getting together and sharing all of the information about this. Like, I'm reading off the comments that are coming through because people in the guild who have a lot more experience with CRICUTs than I do are doing a great job of letting us know all the tips and tricks to using a CRICUT, because this is literally the second thing that I've ever done on my CRICUT. The first one was the alive loudly so others don't unalive quietly, and now I'm cutting it out on top of it, and it's going to look weird because I did that. Let's see, check their angel policy or something like that. I think you can do CRICUT but not licensed images or something, but even then only a total number of cuts per year. Okay, well, that's fine because I'm not really going to use that. Correct. You purchase the image with the sub, and most are use licenses only. You cannot sell items with most of their images legally anyway. Well, you know what? Then I will put my own images up because I'm not even going to really do images on this. I really and truly want this for the ability to write out sentiments that I cannot buy. That is really where I want to go with this, because I want to put out sentiments that you can't buy, like alive loudly so others don't unalive quietly. There's a boatload of mental issues in this country, and for some reason this country has made it taboo to talk about it and has made it that it's not something that people want to hear about, and I honestly think that it's something that really needs to be talked about. Because the louder that I am about everything that happened to me in my past, and the fact that I am now a shut-in, and I have been for 3 years, and trauma put me here, and CPTSD put me here, and agoraphobia, panic disorder with agoraphobia, anxiety disorder put me here, all these things that have put me in this position, and yet I am still absolutely determined to live the best life that I can, even if it means that I live inside my house. That's aliving loudly. And it's a hard world out there, and people need to understand, or I really want people to know, I really hope that people get the idea that it's okay to not be okay. It's not okay to check out. That's really the whole point of this, is it's just not okay to check out. You know, stay here, stick around. Where there's life, there's hope. Don't choose the permanent solution to the temporary problem. You know, even if I am a shut-in, I am still living my best life. I have this channel. I get to talk to people. We have some socialization going on. We are socializing in a group together in this channel, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. The machines act like the progress never moves, then suddenly jump. Well, this hasn't moved at all. Thank you. Correct. You purchased the images with the sub. Check their angel policy. I stopped paying for design space and just import segs. I'm assuming that was supposed to be SVGs into it now. I have no experience with a CRICUT. I didn't realize how long it takes to cut. Yeah, Kelly, I didn't either. I would have picked something much smaller. It's up to unalive. This says unalive right here, so we're making progress on it. Thank you. Of course, it's because the letters. Oh, okay, Amira, thank you for that tip. It's because the letters are small. That's why it's taking so long to cut out, because the letters are small. My CRICUT cuts much faster, but it depends on the intricacy of the cuts. That's true. And I did put a little fancy font on this. So there are many sites that are less expensive or free that may help you with CRICUT. I don't think we are allowed to put links in here. No, it won't let you put links. YouTube won't let you put links into the chat because I told YouTube not to let people put links in chats. And that is my anti-scam thing, because there are so many things that can be added onto a link that will give people information about you when you click on it. I do know that there's one program that if you click on a link that somebody has put into like a YouTube channel or a Facebook group, which is why my Facebook group also does not allow links, but it will tell your exact location when you click on it. It will tell the person who put that link in there your exact location when you click on it. And I don't do that. I'm not into scammers. I have no desire to help a scammer in any way possible. Okay, that makes sense. There are many sites that are less expensive. And then Tarna gave me hugs. Thank you, Tarna. I appreciate for the hugs. Or if you're giving hugs to everybody, I appreciate the hugs. My sister has panic disorder and agoraphobia. You are really making a difference doing this channel. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that. I hope that your sister is living the best life that she possibly can, because, I mean, yeah, it's hard. Yes, it's tough. But I mean, I'm living my best life. I have found, and this is like 3 years in, I have found that I can go into any Ollie's. And I think a lot of that is due to the absolute wonderful people that work at Ollie's. Save that one lady in Cartersville, I have never run into a person who works at Ollie's that was not absolutely top-notch, wonderful at customer service. And Ollie's, if you're listening, you should be very proud of your employees. You really, really should. And then I can go into Aldi, the grocery store, on Thursdays, and there's only one that I can go into. And I lost Dollar Tree over Labor Day weekend because I had an anxiety attack inside one and a panic attack once I got outside, and now my brain says that that place is not safe. Those are the only places that I can go, and I cannot talk on the phone if I don't already know. If I didn't know you in the before times and you call, I will not answer the phone. And in fact, when my phone rings, it plays the chorus of my favorite song, and I sit there and I sing along. If you're somebody that I know, it will have a different ringtone for you, but if you're somebody that I don't know and my phone's just ringing at random, it plays the chorus of my favorite song. I sing along and then it stops ringing. And that's really what happens with my phone. I've found that I can't do Zoom conferences. I can't get into a room with people where the people are looking at me. Restaurants are right out. Absolutely not. There's a lot of things that I used to be able to do that I can't do anymore, but instead I'm focusing on what I've lost. I'm focusing on what I'm trying to do. Oh, I see what you mean by it jumping. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look how far it jumped. I mean, it just jumped like huge, massively. Did y'all see that? Gazoom. And then it's done. Okay, so now it's finally done. Unload materials. Materials ready. Unload. There we go. So let's see how this works. Now, somebody said that if you bend it, you can get it off easier. So I'm going to try bending it and trying to get it off that way. And yeah, actually that really works. One of the videos that I watched when I was trying to get to what little level of preparedness I could get from this said to bend the paper before you pulled it off. And look at that. It says alive loudly so others don't unalive quietly. Now, obviously I'd have to pick out the little O-fills and things like that, but that is too cool. I absolutely love this. This is amazing. She's doing well. She went through really bad breast cancer. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so sorry. And it caused so many problems, but we FaceTime every day and laugh and talk. She's doing okay. Thank you. And thank you and big hugs and prayers to her and you as well, Casey. Absolutely 100% big hugs and prayers for you, because that is something that's really tough to go through. And I'm so glad that she's come through the other side with such a positive outlook and positive personality, and that you have been there to help her, really and truly. I wish more people would learn about mental health. I do too, Elena. Bend the mat, not the paper. Oh, okay. So Eric is agreeing with me. Bend the mat, not the paper. So that's what I did. It's so the paper doesn't curl. Yeah. See, this paper curled horribly when I bent the mat. But I don't really care that this piece of paper curled horribly because I'm not using this. Although, you know what? I could actually use that as a card. I need a piece of color. I need some color. I could actually cut that out and use that as the sentiment when it's cut out like that, and not even worry about filling in the O's and the D's and the other letters right there. That's pretty cool too. So I could actually use this as part of a sentiment, pick it all off and put it down, which I probably wouldn't do because that's an awful lot of lining up and I'm not fussy. And then do this because this would be the same thing. Or you know what? I could even use this as something of a stencil. Ooh, I wonder if that would work. Ooh, oh, hold on. Idea. Excuse me, Mr. Cricket, you have to move over. Okay, so let's go. Here we go. The purple. Here we go. So that's peach. Why is my blue blotter next to a peach pad? Here we go. So here we go. Let's try this. Okay, look at this. We're gonna try this. This could be really stinking cool or really awful, one or the other. I'm gonna try to use this as a stencil, and I know I've made mistakes because I've gotten off the top of it. I went over the top of it. I'm just pushing down with my ink. I'm not trying to blend or rub around or anything. I'm just pushing straight down on this with the ink. Let's see how that worked. Okay, so I think I got it all. Zoop. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I like that. That is awesome. That is amazing. Look, you can even make stencils out of it. This is so sweet. Look at that. I can use that as a sentiment. I can use that as a sentiment. And I can use that as a sentiment. So I've got 3 actual sentiments out of this. Just finish pushing blue around the rest of it and then cut it out in a square or something, which obviously I wouldn't use this one because it's still got the other letters behind there because that was my proof of concept printing. But that is so cool. Sorry, Matt, face down. Wait, when you peel the vinyl, put the vinyl face down and peel back slow. Sometimes you have to use the vinyl spatula with pick spatula. Sorry, Matt, face down. Okay. Also, if you weed the vinyl on a light pad, it's easier. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Thank you very much. That's a good tip. Yes, you make stencils like it. Yeah, it's so cool. It's beautiful, and you can even buy. Really? You can buy the plastic stencil material? Oh my gosh, I love this guild. We learn so much in this guild. It is so much fun to be a member of this guild and to help each other learn and grow as crafters, really and truly. This is just simply amazing. That is too cool. Thank you, Vermeer. I appreciate that. Yes, I feel like I am doing well with my Cricut. I love your excitement. Thank you, Elena. Yeah, this is really cool. Okay, my spoons have lifted a little bit. I appreciate y'all very much. I really do. This is really cool. I am going to continue to sit here and play with this, but I do want to say, I do have something that I feel is very important to say, but it's a trigger warning. And anybody who chooses to stop watching at this point, I completely understand. It is a trigger warning about current events. And it's something that I feel needs to be said, and I wanted to say it at the end because I wanted to have this to be as wonderful and as fun and as uplifting for everybody before I said this. But trigger warning, I'm about to say something that might trigger you, and if it will, I completely understand if you choose to stop watching here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Renee Good. We cannot let what happened to Renee Good and the couple in Portland continue. We absolutely cannot. Okay? It's just not something that we can continue in this country. The United States of America has got to take its streets back, because the thing that makes me fear the most about that is the fact that Minnesota is talking about bringing in the National Guard to combat ICE. And that sounds so much like a civil war to me. And I am absolutely terrified that that's what's going to happen. And we need to do whatever we can to make this not happen, and to make it happen in a way that, or make it not happen in a way that is not a war, because I don't want to see that happen. If you don't know what happened on January 7th, just Google Renee Good, RENEEGOOD. And you'll find out more than you ever wanted to know. We can't. We have got to be vigilant. We have to. We totally have to. I have added Renee Good to my Say My Name list, and my Say My Name list is Brianna and Renee Good and Elijah McLean. Those are my 3 Say My Name people. And if you don't know who Elijah McLean is, because most people don't, please look him up as well, because these things have got to stop happening, people. And prayers for our country, prayers for everybody who live in this country, prayers for every person, regardless of race, creed, religion, color, gender identity, regardless of anything. Every person in this country is subject to the Constitution, and the Constitution grants every person due process. It does not say citizen. The Constitution does not say citizen. It says person. If you are a person in this country, you have the right to due process. And what's going on is removing that right from people, and we cannot let this continue. And whatever you can do, this is what I can do. I can talk on my YouTube channel. If you have the ability to call people, call your senators, call your representatives, call your state and your local people, find some way to help out so that this never, ever, ever happens again. So yeah, I wish I knew how to fix what's happening as a regular person too. Praying for our country and everyone. I agree. We can't ignore this. I am terrified for our children, our grandchildren, for sure. I am. I won't even watch the video. I know what the video is because I've read a lot of accounts of it, but I know that I will trigger myself if I watch it, but I know what it is. I know what I saw on January 6th, 2001, and I know what happened on January 7th, 2026. And it's tough. It's got to stop. Look up Roy Tay Giles. He's on my list, and he didn't go viral. Oh my goodness, I will definitely look up Roy Tay Giles. I will definitely look him up. So yeah, it's rough because this was totally predictable and could have been. You're absolutely right. I march, I write letters, everything I can think of that's legal. I used to march. I was in Washington, D.C. on January 21st, 2021. I was at 4th and Independence, right outside the Smithsonian, on January 21st, 2021. You might have seen me. I was wearing a pink hat, but I can't march anymore. There's no way I could do that again. My panic and everything and the CPTSD would keep me from doing that. But yeah, when I was able to, I was out there. Totally agree with you. I lost, oh, it's want this crazy stuff to stop. Yep, we need to find a way. I've joined a few protests. I may go to one tomorrow. Chris, please take me with you in thought when you go to your protest. If you go, please, please, please be very, very safe. I want to see you back in my lives next time that I'm live, which will probably be Wednesday, but if not, definitely Friday. So yes, we are just so tired, Erica. Thank you, Elena. I try so much. I know, and I am too. I'm so frustrated not knowing what to do. I have no idea what to do. And I'm even more limited because I can't talk on the phone. I can't call senators. I mean, I can write letters and I can write emails, but I don't know how effective that is, but I still do it anyway. I mean, I'm not going to stop doing it just because I don't know if it's effective. I'm just going to keep doing it. So thank you, Chris. Thank you for being safe. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you for taking me along in spirit. Anybody who's protesting to me and protesting tomorrow, if you would please take me along in spirit, because I can't be out there in person. I just absolutely can't. And my husband, unfortunately, who also is a massive protester, can't go out there either because I will absolutely panic if he's out there. I will be untenable until he gets back, and he knows that. So he's lost the ability to protest as well. But I had to say it, and I wanted to make sure that I said it at the end because I wanted to make sure that anybody who didn't want to hear this had the option to leave the stream before I said it. So, yeah. What to do last November. Yeah, that's true. Some of you knew exactly what to do last November, and this November, I think even more people know exactly what to do. That's the hopes. I really and truly. So, I'm going to let it go at that point, just, and I'm going to look up, what was his name? Roy Tay Giles. I'm going to look up Roy Tay Giles. If y'all will please look up Elijah McClain, and keep all of these people whose names need to be said over and over again in our lips and on our minds and on our mouths and in our stories, because we can't keep letting this happen. And my normal response, my normal end just doesn't seem to be appropriate here, so I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say, be safe, everyone. Seriously, be safe out there, because I want to see each and every last one of you back in here next Friday, and the Friday after that, and the Friday after that, and the Friday after that, and the Friday after that. Yes, Chris, November is a long way away, but time is going to still move forward, and it will come. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And I hope everybody is very safe, and hug your loved ones, hug your fur babies, hug everyone around you that needs that hug and wants that hug and that you can get that hug from. So here's my hug to all of you.